Hi. Let's see how many of you are on here with me. I'm going to do a couple readings. The universal light force allows us all to be one. If we allow the direction of hope and happiness to prevail inside of our life, we will achieve all the greatness that the universe has in store for us. No love. And I will bring my first video person in right now. I will ask for an invite. If you take the invite, you are allowed to be part of the show. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, nice to see you.
Same.
So you've been, I want to address a couple things though. I feel like you've been going through quite the growth.
Setting boundaries.
That's growth.
Mm,
I'm happy for you.
thank you.
Well, talk about your lungs. So I love you and I have a lot happening at one time. I really don't know why I say anything that I say, but this will be private enough where it doesn't influence, anything, but is it okay to be on my show? Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk about your lungs because I'm
Okay.
hearing like your lungs are a thing.
I
They're
I've
better.
had CAT scan and all that bit, and they're all saying everything's fine.
Well, I want to acknowledge that they're better
Okay, cool.
because I feel like that was a hard time for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, so how do you fit into 9/11? Because I am also seeing
Mm.
9/11.
I was a volunteer there 8 days after
Oh my
the event.
goodness.
Mm.
Wow, I appreciate what you did. So
No more than
9/11
everybody
was a
else.
hard time for you too. So you have pictures and images in your head, huh?
Yeah.
Um, and there was an impact on your lungs. So there was some kind of I'm just gonna say that there's a signing of a paper.
Mm.
So I'm
Okay.
just gonna acknowledge something else at the same time,
Okay.
which is very beneficial to you.
Okay.
There is a proudness in the fact that you have been able to kind of go through the rubble. Sorry to say it that way, but to excel in a spiritual being and being positive, dealing with the everything that you had to deal with inside of your own family, yet finding the means to continue forward. You literally, babe, are climbing Jacob's ladder and you will prevail.
Thank you.
I feel as though
Mm.
it's been I want to say a rocky road to get to the center of where you are right now, though.
Kind of like hell and back.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the whole thing, and I don't want to really bring all of it up because there's too many people on.
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
but please do me a favor. Your mom's sorry.
You brought that up before. My mom left me when I was 2, so um,
She really
that-
started a lot of the stuff that I feel like you felt like you never fail. You're a good mom and you never failed. And I feel like you really didn't want someone to go through the abandonment that you went through. And abandonment issues can also be the parent that's been abandoned, as much as the child that's been abandoned. But yet you were able to find the road and the path back to where you are. And I still say California.
I was there 3 times this summer.
Did you find
Uh, no,
California?
no, yeah, yeah.
But it
I
doesn't
keep hope.
matter. When it's time, and you will get what you need. I'm just
I
trying
have
to
faith.
be
I have faith.
non-transparently transparent.
Too cool.
You know, your dad did do the best that he could with what he had, right?
Mm,
Which wasn't a lot.
mm,
He's sorry
yeah.
too. That was a tough one. But you
Yeah.
look at you, you look great.
Thank you.
You're flourishing and do your spirit journey, but do it carefully, please. Just watch it. You know, don't go in 8 different directions because
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. I've kind of become a home buddy, so I can just kind of drown out the world and focus on what I need to.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Focus on having cash and water, cash and water.
Yes.
When the
If
lines
you
come
can
down, you need cash and water.
if you can elaborate more on that at some point, I would love to hear more because
Well, I saw, so 7 years ago, I saw, so I'll do it for everybody that's on here. Oh, this will probably go viral. But about 7 years ago, I saw a really bad situation because I get prophecy. So when I get prophecy, it's a lot different than what people thinks it is. And you know, everybody says, "Oh, yeah, I want to go to where the Thayer Call of Records are and all this stuff." Well, there's a whole like thing with that because I've been going there most of my life, but I get taken there spiritually. And that's when I get very peaceful things. But when I get the other part of it, when I get prophecy for humanity, I get a ringing in my ears that gets so piercing that I get blackness and I get hurled forward in time. So I had about 7 of those. And in those, I saw a lot. I saw fighting. I saw fighting in New York. I saw, I said I saw hot spots in the United States and I saw it in like New York, but there was fighting, and then I saw hot spots in Los Angeles, and now that happened. I also saw the president, now president, being like the other, what was his name, Wallace. I was like, people could tell you the crazy ass predictions. Saw boats going down the coast. I basically saw fighting in our own country, but then fighting on the in the world. But then it gets better here. And so if you have water, and because I saw sleeper cells activating, and that would be where you need the water. And but I also saw like where, okay, sometimes it gets crazy and then it gets better, and I saw the lines coming down. And so I think by the lines coming down, I really think it's the lines of communication, or there's something in the lines that we have. Like this
okay.
is all coming, it will come down somehow, and when it does, it will create an issue. So if you have cash, you can go to the store, you know, you'll have bargaining tools, but if you don't have cash, you won't. But it will only last for 3 to 4 month window, because I'm going to be in New York and Connecticut in April, and then I'm coming back in August. So I know that it's going to be good. I got asked to go in February, and I said no, because I think February is going to be a hot month. March is going to be a little better, but still a hot month. But then by April, it will be good.
Okay. Okay.
So
Good to
that's
know.
the answer to that question for
Good to
everybody.
know.
Because
Thank
people have been
you.
going, what do you mean by water? What do you mean by
Mm,
water? And the grid going, you know what I mean? But the grid is going to go down. And I do believe it has something to do with China. So at first I thought maybe it was because of TikTok, but I think there's, because I try, when you get prophecy, when a person is a prophet and they get prophecy, they get it in an unclear kind of way. It's clear but unclear because they're life events that can't be changed in there. I don't think people should run out and go and buy 80 gallons of water in like panic. So I give you only little pieces because it's not going to be that big of a issue, but it will be a little bit of an issue. So, and you
okay.
know, there's difference, right? But in
Yep.
the end, it becomes humanity as a species. So it kind of is like the start of the spiritual awakening. on and that's where I am like, that's why God put me here, or the universe put me here, for this spiritual awakening. So there's like, I think there's 9 prophets really, like, that are true prophets. There's a lot of people that pretend they are, but, and then there's a spiritual awakening that's happening. And once, this woke thing, well, I'm awoken, but then that doesn't mean that it's negative. Like, I don't believe it's the end of the world and all this crazy crap that you hear. It's the change in the world. It brings world to a better place. The people that you have in the universe that love us all, they are not going to leave us hanging. The universe will never leave us hanging. So it's all positivity coming in. And that's why it's so important that everything that we say and think is very positive. Like, you've walked through that path. You know both sides of it. And it's interesting because I chose you, right? And I mean, I think all of this started on 9/11 when the towers went down.
Yeah.
And now it's all these years later, and we're kind of like coming to the end of that cycle and
I hope
moving to
so.
something better. And
I hope so.
and really, it's about the better. It's not about 2 months in is like not even a half a blink of the eye in the spiritual world, but the veil's thinner and you can make those connections. And that's what I'm here to help people to make them, but to make them on their own too. So anyhow,
Awesome.
thank you for asking so I could share
Yes,
this, because it's really cool to be able to
yes.
share something this important.
I've been wanting to ask you for the longest time, what did you mean when you did the pendulum that one night? And I was
Oh,
like, no, tell us
pendulum. I could do
more.
that for everybody again. So
Yes.
the pendulum I don't have one on. The pendulum shows the yeses and nos. And
Mhm.
it teaches people how to make your own decisions based off of it. Unless I did it to locate someone, then it moves around crazy on a map for me. I do
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
crazy
But
things.
you talked about those few months during the one time
I
that I
did.
saw you. And yes, you were talking about which months were going to be good and bad. I'm like, yeah, but what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's
What's going
hard
to
because I
happen?
can't break it's like, well, now we know where we are.
Yeah.
Faith
Yeah.
is important. I mean, faith is everything,
Yeah.
but faith in the universe, God, heaven. If you're Asian, it's Buddha. If you're, everybody's religion is their religion, great spirit for most native cultures. It's all still the positive energy of the universe. It's love and light. Everything
Like,
is
yes.
based off of love and light. The
Yeah.
I love, the Bible is important, but it's also very one dimensional, and really we're very dimensional individuals. Healing begins with faith, but love brings healing, and our heart brings fire of love to the universe, and we can call to each other.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, so
You
let
have a
me finish this one
good
up,
day.
and one more. Bye.
Bye.